All right, guys, and welcome to another podcast of the Ladies Room. I have to the top of me, I have Miss Whitney Wright. I also have Miss Theronda. I have Natasha,
Hey.
and then I have Clarice that's going to be
Hi.
joining us in a few minutes. Um, and I am Crystal. So today we have been posed with questions from the guys podcast. One of their topics was liar, cheater, deceiver, heartbreaker. And they had some interesting things to say. If you had time to view it, great. If not, just go back to follow the guys to see what they had to say with some of the questions. Okay. So what we're gonna start off with is the topic that I sent you guys earlier in the week. Um, that was, if I can go back, because I sent a few of them, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. So one of the topics that I sent was a post from Instagram. No, it wasn't Instagram. I sent you guys a screenshot, and it says, um, "Can't even you can't even cook, and you want to be married. You want to get married. What's your wife going to eat when she comes home from work?" So, ladies, if you want to start your viewpoint on this, one of the topics that we had last week was about being actually having the roles of wifey, but not being wife. And so it was basically saying that you're marrying these people that's not even qualified for the job. Whoever want to start.
I want to start by putting it out there that I am been married. So a lot of times in situations where you don't have personal experience, people take your viewpoints seriously. It feels like. But
Oh, it seems like you're breaking up a little bit, Whitney.
um, I hear some. But I don't hear it anymore now.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I just was saying that, like, I feel like a lot of times when questions like the one you just asked or posed, um, people who are not married or have never been married, like, sometimes their opinions are not taken very seriously. Um, you know, like, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of people have an idea, though, of what they're looking for. Um, I don't necessarily think that, like, I know that's a general topic, but I don't necessarily think that cooking should be a qualification for being married. Um, Although, I mean, obviously that would be helpful for both parties to be, versed in. Um, this is what I think. The same with
So,
like
ladies,
clean.
let's go into another topic. Um, I'm getting text from my husband. He's saying that someone is typing. He thinks it's the Rhonda.
I'm
Okay, it's not.
It's not
Okay.
even me, okay? Don't even play me like that. No, it was not me.
Listen. He was like, I think it's the Rhonda. I'm like, so
No,
let's get
I
into
came
something
early
that.
today. Came prepared and everything, okay? Technology is not going to win today, okay?
So let's go into a let's go into something that the guys said. And one of the things that they said that took me back a little bit was it was when is when can you tell a lie and it be acceptable? So let's say you're in a relationship with someone. When is the lie ever acceptable and is it acceptable? The gentleman did say that they felt like if you came to them and you said, "Babe, did I gain weight? Or babe, do I look fat in this dress? There was like, that's putting them in a situation where if they answer it how they felt, then it may be some repercussions. So they kind of tell a little white lie to spare people feelings. So, ladies, let's talk about that. Is lying ever acceptable in a relationship?
I think I don't think so. Like generally, no. But I also think it kind of depends on what the discussion is. So, I know last weekend when we broadcasted, the guys were all like, lie's a lie, a big one, a small one, blah, 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 so I, it's funny that they had that same discussion essentially yesterday, but it wasn't the same when they had the discussion. It wasn't no lie is a lie when they had the discussion, but okay.
Me personally, I don't want you to lie to me at all. If I look bad in something, I look bad in something, tell me. So I know I won't go out looking bad. So no, don't ever lie to me. All big or whatever. I prefer you not.
So, ladies, I mean, even if we ask them something like that, do we not set ourselves up for people to lie? And do we not lie sometimes?
Yeah, we do. But I prefer if you're my mate, I prefer you to be truthful with me and let me know that hey, that's not the right fit for you. That doesn't look good on you. Not trying to hurt my feelings, but to let me know, hey, nah, that don't look good.
Because I agree, Natasha. Not like what you say, that can be hurtful as opposed to like helpful. But I actually had commented on the men's podcast yesterday that like I feel like if I have to go to somebody and ask them do something look bad, I know it do. Like I might as well not even go over there with that.
Yeah, I agree. A lie is a lie. Like, even if it's do I look fat or does this dress look good on me? I'm gonna need you to tell me the truth because one, I gotta go outside with you. Do you want me to go outside looking a mess? So that's one thing. I need you to tell me the truth. Then, like, everyone's a work in progress. So you are a work in progress, I'm a work in progress. So if I need something to work on, I'm gonna need you to tell me. So that's how I feel.
Well, I can say number one, I wouldn't set myself up for him to lie to me. Like Whitney said, when you not, you subpar. You already know in the back of your mind that dress may be a little too. So you already know. So I'm not going to set myself up and be like, "Oh, baby, do I look fat today?" In the back of my mind, I already know. So let me not even set you up to lie to me. But I don't
So,
think it's ever a point where a lie is acceptable. Just tell me the truth. I'm not going to ask you I look fat, but just tell me the truth about whatever else I ask.
so let's just get a little spicy, as y'all said it on the guys podcast. So, what if you in the heat of the moment and you guys are doing your thing, and he said, "Am I the best you ever had?" I
You
mean,
just
do
know
you
right.
be truthful
You
if
just
it's
move
the
your
right?
head.
Do
Just
you
move
tell
your
the
head.
truth and be like, "No, you don't know him"?
So that's
I
when
mean,
you
think
that's when
about
you
it.
no. That's when you be like, oh, and then you switch the subject and you do something, you make, oh yeah, oh this is good, this is good. You don't answer no questions. You just keep it moving.
So
Okay?
like deflect.
Yes, deflect all the questions, all the
Avoid.
questions.
So there's a such thing as lying by omission, guys.
Yeah, there is.
He shouldn't set himself up for that then, because you may not be the best I ever had.
Right.
And like how is that different than asking a guy if you look fat in something?
It's
I,
not. It's
yeah,
asking questions we don't know want the answer, or we want the answer to be general, a little pampered than the truth.
right.
Another thing that I picked out on the guys podcast was dating and things of that sort. And one of the things that I saw is that the men were saying that they wanted a woman of their equal. And then I know you guys, I've heard you guys talk about men, and you wanted men that were providers. So not necessarily equal to, but a little bit above. So could that be a reason why people miss each other? Because you have the men looking to date someone a little down. Not saying dating down is bad. I'm just saying they're looking for someone who's not looking at them eye to eye because of their pride and intimidation. And women are looking to date up. So if someone is like your equal, you're missing them because y'all looking two different directions. Tell me how you guys feel about that.
I don't think there's wrong dating someone who makes less money than you do. Um, just like I don't see anything wrong with dating someone who makes more. Or I think it's more about what they do for a living. Like, is it an honest living? Because you have people who work in social services, for example, and maybe they're not going to make as much as somebody who works in a for-profit industry, maybe a medical professional or an engineer, something like that. And if that happens to be the woman, that doesn't necessarily make the man any less. But again, that's like a personal preference thing. Um, I I have tended to date men who make more money than me, but the primary reason for that is because I started my career experiences. I don't hear it now. In education, and teachers, especially in South Carolina, we don't make, I mean, nothing. Like when I was teaching school, I was working full time, but I had like three other part-time jobs. So it is what it is, and I knew that going in, that like teachers don't make a lot of money. I don't think I realized how expensive everything it was, but um, but I definitely, got that experience. Um, I'll be honest though, now at this point, so like 10 years later, 11 years later, that's a long time. But now I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, I don't think that I shouldn't have to work or anything like that. And I've always prided myself on being able to take care of myself. But it would be nice to date someone who makes substantially more, just because, like, I'm exhausted, to be honest. I mean, I just told y'all I had 4 jobs at one point. Like, I'm tired. You know what I mean? Like, I always have on the side, like, side hustles, whether it's remote work or something that I can, plug into a few times a week, or making additional income with property. But, everybody gets to a point where they're just like, oh my gosh, like it would be so nice for somebody to like kind of take care of me for once. Like, I think that a lot of people get to that point. I shouldn't say everybody.
So, ladies, other ladies, what do you think? She was saying that she didn't see anything wrong, but she generally dates someone who makes substantially more. We do have a comment that said equal is good. You can help each other reach for their goals, but still have love for one another. Can you guys elaborate and tell me how you guys feel about that?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily see. I think that financially, that's not something I look for. But I do look for equally in mindset. Because if you have the same mindset as me, if you have the same, you're very goal oriented. So whether you make more or less, we're going to get to that point where we can be equal. And so I don't look for financial status. I look for, like, what's your mind like? Are you future oriented? Can we build together? If we can't build together physically, mentally, then maybe I can't be with you. But other than that, finances don't bother me.
I've dated both. I've dated someone who had more money and someone who had less money. And the guy with more money was bad with money and finances. So even though he had it, he blew most of it. And it always came to a point where I'm asking, where's your savings? What are you doing with it? And you're steady blowing it. Then I had the guy who made less money and he was trying to save but just couldn't make ends meet. And at the same time, I wasn't working with the one who was making the most, and I worked with the one who wasn't. And it seemed like I was dating the same guy all over again. Like your first one had the money but wasn't spending it like he or saving it like he should, and the other one it was just like, damn, you ain't got nothing. Like I got to help support you, me, and my child. So to me, I'm
So
looking
he
for
shouldn't
somebody.
have been dating.
He shouldn't have been, but he was. Trust me, I got
No,
out of.
he shouldn't. He shouldn't have been dating, and that's not being gold diggerish. That's just facts. If you can't take care of your basic needs,
I got out of.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm looking for someone who can hold their own. I don't want to hold yours, mine. I need you to hold your own, and then we come together. We make magic happen and grow together.
That makes sense. That's so frustrating. It's always something.
It is.
Yeah. Okay.
the reason I said what I said about, like, sometimes I feel like I have seen people who has been men that has the same mindset as some of my girlfriends. That means they're goal getters, they're goal achievers, but I know they would not date my friends that's on their level because they'll feel like you guys are challenging to them. You get what I'm saying? So what would calm the simplest situation, or not saying that people are simple, but what would impress someone who have not been where you guys been, educated on what you guys are educated on, or well traveled and well versed in things? What will make them go, oh my God, for us to be like, next? So I think that has a lot to do with dating, because I think a man pride get in the way a lot, where they miss the opportunity because they're looking for someone to fluff their feathers, if that makes sense. Like, I can't open this jar. Can versus us, we like, let's get this wet towel and just open it
Right.
ourselves.
I would agree. It's the ego thing. And those of us who are very self-sufficient, I don't have time to be stroking your ego. For the life of me, I just don't have time. Because I'm too busy out here grinding and goal chasing to worry about your ego being bruised. And it is harder. I think men like that whole damsel in distress thing. I'm not no damsel in distress. What I'm gonna do real quick is I'm gonna go out here and change my battery on the car because my battery then died, and I'm gonna call you and tell you I did it after it's done. Right? So and my guy friend, he always tell me I'm a tough ass, and I'm like, no, I'm not that tough. It's just I just know how I need to move. Like I need to get things accomplished. I can't sit here with my arms folded and hope for the best. Like
waiting. Like I don't want to wait on someone. Like, I want something done now. I want it done not tomorrow, not sometime when you have time. Like I could have already got 6, 7 times by this point. And like you said, it's not.
So do you feel like, I hear what you and Whitney are saying, but do you guys feel like sometimes that can come across a little intimidating? Because here it is, for example, let's say changing the battery. You're saying, okay, I can go and change the battery myself. I can do this stuff myself. And he's saying, okay, let me do it. Let me do it. So would it harm you to sit back and let him do it? Or are you saying, I just don't have time?
I don't have time. Well, I don't have time to wait for you to get to my house 2 hours from now when I should have been to work an hour ago. That's what I mean by that. Like, I'm going to call up roadside. They're going to jump my battery off. And then I'm going to go up here real quick and change it. Like, that's what I'm going to do because you got a life and I've always dated a certain caliber of man. And when you date certain caliber of men, they're very ambitious as well. So they may have 1,000 things going on. So I don't want to wait to be your 1,001 for you to finally get to it when I need to be doing my 1,000 things. So it's not that I mind him do it. Come on over here and do it if you can come now. I'm
Right.
not gonna wait for you for 45 minutes to an hour to get dressed, then 45-minute drive to get here. Like, no, we're not doing that.
I agree. I mean, I've been told that before. Like, my brothers actually told me that a while back, is that maybe, I could be intimidating to some people. I don't try to be. I think, like Clarice said, sometimes if it's an ego thing already, like maybe then it kind of messes with someone's self-esteem, or if they're insecure about something already. Um, a lot of times, like, I make decisions that people or men, I guess, might consider to be intimidating, but they don't know what preparation, I've put in to be able to make that decision, for example. And so it's like, if it's bothering you, then maybe that's an issue with you. I mean, I have to do me. I actually dated a guy at one point, and he asked me what I was doing one weekend, and I told him, I said, "Well, I'm about to get ready to I'm about to get ready to ride to Atlanta with my uncle." And he's like, "What for?" "Oh, I'm going to go look at a car." And he's like, "A car? Well, what kind of car?" And I told him what kind of thing, and I ended up buying a car that day. But I wanted someone who really knew what they were looking at and talking about to go with me, obviously, to make sure I made a good purchase decision and everything. But I've been looking at that car for like 6 years. Like, that's my dream car, and I'm at the point where I can afford my dream car, and I went and got my dream car. And but I made preparation
Mm-hmm.
prior. And so the like barrage of commentary that I got from this person after I said what kind of car I was going to look at was just like unreal. Like, it was like, "Ugh, why are you trying to go get a car? I thought you were supposed to be doing some stuff to your house. How you gonna meet your house goals if you going out here and getting car?" And it was just like, first of all, I don't tell you everything that I have or am doing. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't got to. We don't have to share no bank account. How do you know that the funds that I'm using to purchase this car are not completely separate from my other funds? I'm smart enough to have more than one bank account and save for more than one thing if that's what I want to do. So it's just like some people are that insecure that they feel that they have to like chastise you almost. Um, just because you seem to be doing well for yourself. And I mean, it came off like, he was a hater to me. And I mean, among other reasons, I quit talking to him, but that was like the glaring, reason that I was just like, you know what? He seemed like he hating, like he doesn't know how hard I have worked to be able to do what I want to do. And if somebody can't respect that, then it's like you have a problem. I mean, that's just what I think.
So so I do the
I
opposite.
think it depends on the situation, though. I think that if you're single, or if you've been in a committed relationship, or if you're married, those are three different circumstances. And so, if you call your husband, and he's not on the way, then that's a problem, because I'm supposed to be first before everything, no one above me but God. And so I think that that's one situation. But then if you're in a committed relationship and he's putting all these other things in front of you, it's like, do you want to move forward with this person? And then if you're just dating, then you can't expect him to come right away, because you're just dating. He might be dating someone on the other side. He might got other priorities. And so, like, I just feel like it depends on the certain situation and what
Hmm.
predicament you're in. And then you approach it. Because if you're just dating versus marrying, no.
Yeah, I with dating, especially if you're just dating someone and you decide to take care of something that you have going on your own, then that dating shouldn't get upset with you because you went ahead without them. It's like, well, you're not my boyfriend. Like, you're not my husband.
Right, but even men that you're dating want that ego stroke.
Some will. Some,
So that's the same thing. Whereas we may not be exclusive, and I'm doing all of this stuff on my own, he still wants to feel needed. And as someone who, like I said, who's self-sufficient, it is hard for me to let a man feel quote unquote needed. Like, I need you there. Like, no, I don't need you. I got all this on my own. But if you're around and I like you, you can stay. Right? But yeah, it's the we at the end of the day, even if you're dating someone, men still want their ego stroke.
I agree. Like, if they're available, then by all means, like, I could always use, some extra assistance, or if you can do something yourself without me, like, please go right ahead. But, if we're just dating and you're not available, don't get mad later when you find out that I changed my own battery, to go back to Clarice's example, because it's like, okay, well, I'm confused as to how I was supposed to get to work or go get gas, or if I need to go to the doctor. Like, you weren't around. I don't get that. I don't get things like that. To me, that.
So guys, I have to jump in, and I have to, come from the person running the computer. So, I have to come in and say, so we keep saying we don't need. Is it that man want to be wanted? Like, I would want you to call me if something is going on. I will want you to reach out to me to help you. If for example, if your battery, I mean, yeah, you saying I can do this and I can do that, but what if I can call and get that stuff so I can ease your mind of it?
Well, I think Grace's question, how, because if I have to be somewhere, I can't help that I can't wait. Like I said, if somebody's available, if I'm dating someone and I call them and I'm like, hey, my battery died, you come take care of this, and they're like, oh, well, what time is it now? It's 12. Well, I'm not gonna be able to get there till 4. I'm be like, I appreciate you saying yes and scheduling a time, but I actually have to be somewhere at like 3. So never mind, but we'll catch up later. Not a shot to the ego as much as it is. It's like, I truly have to something else I have to do. Like, you're not my husband, so I'll just call roadside, like Clarice said, or my daddy or somebody else, or just whatever. I don't think that there's anything wrong with accepting. But if you can't,
how you gonna ever get to that point of a husband if we're right here in the dating stage and you don't need nothing? You don't need me until you want me. Can y'all answer that? And I'm not just taking up for the guys, but I mean, I'm hearing you guys say, oh, I don't need a man, I don't need a man until you want a man. Like, I don't, make me understand
here is where I stand, right? For me, it is so much greater to want you in my life than to need you in my life. To want something means that you have a long desire for it. I need water. Like, that is the life necessity. Like, if I don't get my water, sis not gonna make it. I can't function without that. To want someone is to have that desire to, I want you in my space. I want to talk to you every day. So that means I'm going to make time for you. And anybody who truly knows me knows that me and my time, I value that more than I value anything. So if I'm putting that time in with you, to me, that should be over the need part in your ego.
I think honestly, I kind of agree with Crystal, because I feel like, we're not put in this world to be alone. And if we continue to say, like, I agree, like, we don't always need a man for everything, but there are some things we do need a man for. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I need someone to be. I'm saying I need, because it's just me. I need someone to be in my bed every night to make me warm at night. Okay. And it's not that, like, because let's just be real with you. Like, a dildo or something like that, that can't take that space. And so, like, I personally, if that's what something I need to do to keep that, I'm okay with that. So this is me. I'm okay with it, but I'm not gonna lie. Like I was one that said I don't really date, but half of that stuff is like I need someone with me, and it's not that I need a man. Like I absolutely need a man to survive, but mentally, maybe, and sometimes physically, yes, I need a man.
Well,
Chris,
technically, is it even a need? Is it just a desire? Because you
No,
can
it's a need.
function completely without a man in your bed, right?
It's a need. It's a need for me. I think it's just my core values. It's a need for me. Like,
Okay, hold up,
I'm better
Theronda.
with
Let's
it.
just say, because she said need a man. I mean, maybe you need a woman. I don't know. Let's just keep it open out here, okay? Go ahead,
I
Theronda.
said for me.
I do want to make sure, from what I said earlier, is because there are things that I need a man to do. Like I own my own home. I live by myself. You know, there are some things that like I don't know how to do. There's some things that if they're relatively simple, I'll try to like YouTube, but that's mainly to save money, you know. It's not because like I don't want anybody, touching my stuff, or I don't need anybody. I'm good on my own. It's not like that. It's just more like, well, you know, this guy friend may not be available today. My daddy lives about an hour away, so I may not have he may not have time to come up here, or he may just not want to. Because if you know my daddy, you just have to know. However, you know, with that said, like a lot of times I end up having, I'll call like a repair service. I have someone who comes and does my landscaping every couple weeks because like there are some things that I need done by someone else because I don't want to, you know. I mean, that's one thing that like hopefully if I ever get married, like I won't have to do so much stuff on my own. So I won't say I don't need one for anything. It's just that when you don't really have like, when you're not in a relationship or you're not dating
Mhm.
anybody, you have to be able to handle some stuff on your own. And for that time being, you just have to, and it's better to be prepared or at least be willing to learn than to just be SOL. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's not that you don't want somebody, and it's not that you don't like you said, Theronda, it's not that you want to be by yourself. I don't think that, the text says that we're not meant to be alone. However, it's just not always like feasible, you know, until you're married. It's just not something that's necessarily going to be consistent. So you find like the right person.
And so let's talk about that. Let me walk y'all to that because something you said, Whitney, remind me of what the guys were saying. What the guys were saying, which I thought was uh, kind of a little hilarious, a little bit. Okay, um, when you guys keep saying when you get to marriage, dating is a practice of that. It's certain we're not going to find perfect people, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just put it out there in the atmosphere. Nobody's perfect. Everybody got their flaws, and it's just certain things that you just going to say I can overlook. I'm gonna have to overlook. Um, because like Tasha said, she had met one guy. He had the money, but he wasn't saving. And then you had one. He had enough money. He shouldn't even been dating nobody. So it's like you have to find the balance of what you can deal with. So again, I hear what you guys saying, but I'm gonna move it to another one for time. So I'm gonna move it to another topic. One of the things that they was talking about was on a date. How soon is too soon to be introduced to children? A lot of them were saying they're in their 30s, and dating someone and finding someone that don't have children is very hard than none, which is crazy and ironic. And I told my husband that majority of you guys on here don't have children. I think only one is a mommy bear. And on that podcast, I think two of the gentlemen have children, but the rest don't. So it's funny how what you're looking for can be so close and wrapped around, but you can't see it. So how soon is too soon to open up while you're dating some intimate spacing? The reason I say intimate, I'm thinking like, you know where I'm staying. You meet my child. Back in the day, if you met grandma or parents, that was a big deal. So in this days and age, how soon is what is your time frame, or is it not a time frame for those things?
As a mother, I don't necessarily have a time frame, but what you're not going to do is first come in my house. I don't let you meet my child until I'm comfortable with you and I understand that we are going somewhere. If this relationship not going nowhere, I'm not going to have men coming in and out of my child's life. I don't want to teach him that that's what you do. You have people coming in and out. So for me, it's just how natural it feels, how our dating is going. Are we trying to be serious? And it's gonna be a while before you come to my house. We're gonna meet in public places because people crazy. And plus my child is here. So I don't let people come here that soon.
Ladies, have y'all ever dated someone with children and had the experience with the child or anything like that?
I
Go
have.
ahead.
Oh, I my last probably really serious relationship. My ex has a daughter, and I met her after we had been dating for about a month and a half. Um, of course, I think that there's multiple factors too that kind of go along with that situation. Besides just like, do you see it going anywhere? Although I think that's the most important. I would agree, even though I don't have any kids. Um, I think it with that in particular, we also knew a lot of people mutually. So it wasn't like, he couldn't ask around about me and I couldn't ask around about him. I also happened to know a lot of his family members from different social groups that I was in already. So I kind of ended up meeting him last of all. Um, and then I had another guy I dated when I first moved to Greenville a really long time ago. And I met his family. I met his immediate family within probably the first like month of us dating. And then I met his kids within about 60 days. And at the time, it ended up being a really good fit, actually. So I think it
That's
just
too
kind of,
soon, Whitney. That's too soon, child.
yeah, it was a surprise. Let's just, I will say I wasn't uh, aware that I would be meeting these people, but they were nice.
They
I
had no
think it's a
choice.
comfort thing.
Right? We probably all were surprised. I don't think anybody knew.
I'm gonna be transparent with you guys. I have dated people who had kids, and from day one, once they said they had kids, we weren't gonna date no more. We weren't going nowhere.
I think it
I'm
depends on
being
the
honest because
too that.
because what I'm not gonna be is stepmama Crystal. What I was not gonna be was Auntie Crystal or friend Crystal that come play with your dad while you in your room. I'm being honest. It's
Mhm.
certain things that I wanted and I foresaw, and I was like, this is what's gonna happen. But again, I think that with them, the guys that I did date with kids, they had kids and they had priorities. And when it was time for us to do something, those kids take priorities. So if they the mother of their child felt like, okay, well, this is your weekend to get the baby, whatever, then now whatever we had planned had to be put on hold. So it went from every other weekend to every week he got to get the baby. And so now we're on hold. Then now you look and, you know, friend Crystal, now the baby on the date with us. Y'all thought that was gonna work? That wasn't gonna work because now I'm no longer dating you. I'm dating you and your child. So I have had experience with them, and of course, until now, if they saw this podcast, they know how I felt. I mean, I didn't let it out the bag, but I just felt like it was a divided attention. I'm not saying that they can't have a regular dating life. I'm just saying you have to think about the person you dating and are they aware of the responsibilities that you have that they don't. And at the time of me dating them, I was not aware of their responsibility because I wanted my time. I understand you got that, and that's fine, but when I said we going or we made plans and now it's broken, it's like, okay, how many plans gonna be broken before this just ain't
So
gonna work?
I will agree that that can become irritating. I've experienced that too, where I'm glad that I didn't let that situation get very far. Like you said, I was kind of like, okay, like when the schedule is constantly interrupted, and I would
Mm-hmm.
actually be like considerate of the fact that, you know, the person had kids, like, oh, like, well, I know that they won't be available this weekend because it's their weekend with their kids. Like, no problem. You know, I've got other things I need to do. But when it, like you said, when it became every weekend and then like multiple days every week, and then it was like we had plans, but oh, now we're not doing that anymore because they called, they want me to come pick them up. It's like, okay, look now. I don't think though that I don't, and so that was why I, like you said, Crystal, I was like, okay, you know, you're a nice guy, but I don't really see this going anywhere because we're not spending enough time together to even get to know each other because every time we're supposed to, your kids call. So yeah, no offense. Just
Now
not
those
gonna,
are big kids that they calling now. Those are
right,
big kids with.
right. Which is, like more flexing. It's like, so you know what? I'm not even gonna try to understand. I'm just gonna keep it moving. You know, no offense to you. Wish you well. Just not for me.
Now, I think that will work if it. Okay, let's be a little spicy. I think it'll work if I'm dating older and your kid's my age and we went to school together.
Or on the opposite end of the
You get
spectrum,
what I'm saying?
in
You
this
paying
fight.
for her college, my college. You get what I'm saying? Okay,
Um,
you don't
I
see
will
that
say,
working.
Crystal, I will
I
say
mean,
that
think about it.
similar,
He ain't calling out because his daughter calling.
look, similar to what you're suggesting, because actually I have a friend that dated older and she was like like just a few years older than his kids, and it still was a problem. Swear to God. I was like, girl,
It was
I
a
was
problem because she came in there trying to be mommy, and we
no,
went in
no,
the
no, no,
club
no.
together.
No, no,
She
no.
should have went in there
Met.
being
She never even
friends
met his
with them.
kids. Never even met his kids. It was like, oh, you know, we having a dinner for my daughter's birthday. Oh, you know, my other daughter, she just got a new job, so we taking her to a dinner for her new job. It was like, bruh, like these are not little children. These are grown people. They're like 2 years younger, 3 years younger than you. And so once she was in the same boat as me, and she was like, you know what, deuces, because y'all always be having all these doggone dinners when we supposed to
She
be going.
missed her blessing. She missed her blessing.
Nah,
Mm.
It's the man. I'm going to say this. It depends on the man.
it
I've dated men who've had kids and it has never been an issue.
it does.
Had 4 kids. 4 kids is that. Now, granted, 2 of them was like a couple of years younger than me, but I've dated and his kids were never an issue. The issue was his wife, but that's another story for another day. the kids, the kids,
And why?
the kids was not an issue. You know what I'm saying?
You're not gonna stumble across that. You're not
Hold on,
gonna stumble across
hold
that,
on.
Clarice, and say his
I am.
wife. Right.
I'm gonna stumble
The
across that. You
wife.
feel me?
So
Yeah,
maybe that's for an upcoming edition. But go ahead.
men lie, y'all. The moral of the story is that they lie. I didn't know about the wife until afterwards, and when I found out about the wife, I cut ties. But his kids were never an issue. There was, if we had plans,
4 kids
we
would
had
have been
plans.
an issue, bro.
Huh?
But maybe not for
4 kids
Clarice.
would have been an issue.
Yeah.
When you got 4
No,
kids,
he
you
was an
can't
older
afford to
guy.
date.
He was an older guy. His 2 older kids were grown, so he was only responsible for his 2 younger kids who were like 14 and 15. Like them kids practically grown. They can take care of themselves. It
They
wasn't an issue for me.
yeah.
Graduation, prom.
Right, right. And he made enough money to take care of his kids, his wife he had on the side, and take me on vacation. So I'm not.
Um, I
He
will
does bring up a good point. That's another reason why some people don't like dating people with kids, because they have another one to deal with. They have baggage. Not only do they have baby mom or baby dad, they still have that baggage that, like, it's hard to deal with. I mean,
It is.
not me.
Hold up now. Don't we all come with our own set of baggage though? It might not be
That's
kids,
true.
but we come with our own set now.
That is
Yeah,
true,
but
but that's
mine
an
comes.
extra set.
My put it like this. My baggage comes, and you right, right. My baggage is my baggage. When you got children baggage, like she said, you got mother of your children baggage. You get what I'm saying? You got extra. Mine is just one.
Right. Hold up now. That's subjective. You can't say that your baggage is better than his baggage when it's all coming in the trash bag. Like,
No,
it's
no,
all
no,
trash.
no, 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 no. I'm not talking about quality of the baggage. I'm talking about number of the baggage. It's too many. Mine is one.
I will say though,
That's too many. And then think about it. Think about this. And Tasha, did we lose Tasha? Think about
no,
this. When you have to introduce your children, right? Those little gentle souls. Some of them could be hellions, but most of them are gentle souls. You know what they teach you in school is that you should make friends. So here it is. This child is opening up their space to be friends with mommy or daddy's friend, right? And it's confusing because here you was with my mother, and then now you with Miss Clarice.
You have to be careful
It's
when you're
confusing.
introducing your kids to people. For one, my child think every guy that he has met is his playmate. CJ, he sees them as somebody that's coming in to play with him and not mommy's friend. Now, if he's only met two in 10 years, and both of them end up being a playmate. Also, with bringing somebody in, you have to let your child know this who the person is and how they are to what they are to you, so that that child can know that this is mommy's friend, but this will never be my daddy. Because my child had that issue too. Like, okay, he looks like my daddy. Will he be my daddy? I don't want nobody to take my daddy's place. So I always had to sit him down. Look, mommy's about to start dating again. This is who it is. This is what we're going to do. This is who he will be to you and how you will address him. So that was my baggage coming in to teach my child and to show my child who this man was.
but see, and I think that's the way that people probably should be handling those situations, whether they're male or female, if they have children, like being honest at their level, at a level that the children can understand. But I agree with what Clarice said, which is that it depends on the man. If the man wants to schedule things with you and still make you a priority while still attending to his responsibilities with his children, he'll make it happen. Like, I think that it kind of depends on the age of the children, maybe what all they have going on, and then also like how into you he is. Because the guy I mentioned earlier, that like every time I turned around it was like, well, he wants to go play basketball, so I'm going to pick him up, or well, she want me to come get her this weekend. And it's like, like that told me that he wasn't really that into me. And I was like, and maybe it's nothing personal, maybe he's just not. So I was just like, okay, no problem.
Yeah,
Like,
he hasn't found that balance.
right.
He obviously didn't find that balance.
But he wasn't looking for it either. So I was like, okay, you're not even looking to find the balance, which means that it's not me. That's okay.
So
It is what
guys,
it is.
we're gonna go to the topic that I did send and talk on that a little bit while we come to a closure, because tomorrow is school in South Carolina. School will start back. So we want to end this a little early. So the Washington Post that I sent, it says the Florida chef allegedly ordered the arrest of his mistress. Now he is the one facing charges. So it's the sheriff of Clay County in Florida. So he called up his deputy and said that he was being followed by a stalker in a Jeep and it appeared to be in imminent danger, right? Okay. So of course his deputies come and they arrest the so-called stalker. All right. Come to find out, the stalker was his mistress, who he had an affair over 10 years with. The mistress he met when she started joining the police force, and this affair went on so long that eventually he told his wife a few weeks prior to him having her arrested for AKA stalking. Okay. It went as far as them going for meeting weekly for sex. Okay. And then one point he took her to Costa Rica. Now I'm trying to figure out how he pulled that off. Like, I know the sheriff department be having, trainings, but in Costa Rica, I'm trying to figure it out, but I'm gonna keep reading. The next thing it said that even when she got married to another man, he gave the toast, welcoming them into the marriage club at her wedding. She got arrested and she told it all. Now, that sheriff department has arrested him and put him behind bars. Sorry, it wasn't for 10 years, it's for 6 years. Okay. His wife has filed for a divorce. After he was charged and he was booked. Okay. So it was a lot going on with that, but I sent it to you guys to say what y'all think of this.
I'm glad that he got arrested too for lying, if nothing else. I mean, he called her a stalker, and I feel like that was the setup from Jump Street, because his wife was in the car when he called her, when he called 911 and said he was being stalked. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, I read in the article too that she was actually following him, yes, but they were on their way to their sex meeting spot. So it was a trap.
Exactly. And he had put his wife in the car because he had just confessed to this 6-year love affair to her. So I guess he was trying to show his wife proof. But I'm trying to figure out, if you're not confessed, why are we riding to y'all hot spot?
Maybe she wanted to see where the spot was. I don't think I'd want to know.
The article also said that was his former employee. So maybe she doesn't trust him going to work or doing anything, because if I can't trust you to go to work, where can I trust you to go?
To hell, because I'm trying to figure out why it took 6 years for her to figure this out. Now, lady, y'all know
maybe they were having sex inside of work.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know something don't feel right. Y'all going to investigate.
But not everybody
is to Costa Rica. So
that's
your
crazy.
husband on the vacation and you not on the vacation?
Girl, men lie. He probably told her that he was going to a work function. Again, I just told you I dated this whole madman, and and I didn't know he was married. And I know for me, sometimes when you go looking for stuff, you're gonna find what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care enough to look. I didn't care. Like, it wasn't for me. It wasn't that serious to where I need to be around here snooping through your stuff. And if I got to snoop through your stuff, we good. Like, I'm good on so many levels. Like, no, I'm not snooping.
And sometimes you would hope that in dating you wouldn't have to look for something like that to confirm that this person isn't married. You would hope that people would at least be that honest. I mean, good God. I honestly, if what he probably did with the whole Costa Rica thing is he probably said that he was going to a law enforcement convention that was the same dates somewhere else. I mean, I'm just saying. So, I mean, because, for example, if he found one in Houston and he bought a plane ticket to Houston, all he would have to do is buy another plane ticket out of Houston to Costa Rica. So technically he did fly into Houston. You see?
So how all of this got out, his mistress' husband called the new boss and told on him. So that's how he got her. Her husband called his boss and was telling that they need to do an investigation on him, and that's how he got arrested.
He said he's tired of it, I guess.
So my question is, who is the pettiest of them all?
This is a difficult web that we weave. I don't know who's the pettiest.
But he was innocent though. He didn't know his wife was out there giving it to man every week for 6 years. That's a lot. He owe her money.
Mm-hmm.
His bond is not at $20,000, but he owe her money. You don't run around here and give away that free puss for 6 years. 6 years. And only thing you had was a trip to Costa Rica.
Look, maybe she did. She
And
said she didn't need him.
toast at my wedding. You so bold. You stand up at my wedding to another dude and give me a toast, saying, "Yeah, wish y'all nothing but love and happiness." Same place, right? Next week, same place.
Oh my God.
I mean, honest. Think about it, y'all. Think about this article.
I know she was pissed when he stood up and did that toast. I'd have been like, "What's he about to say?"
She must want two, because why he's there?
They worked together. She invited him because they were colleagues.
But to do a toast.
To do a toast around it,
he's a shirt.
That toast and nothing. What he should have been was
I agree.
Down somewhere,
right?
And
I agree, but they probably let him because he was probably.
She gave him too much power.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I felt like that. I feel like that's disrespectful. It was a jab.
That was disrespectful.
Yeah, like he.
But I feel like she also like incited some of this because how did the husband know to investigate him? She probably was coming home saying like, this man did this man did that. And he was like, oh, he needs to be investigated. And to come to find out, this poor guy, he's sleeping with your wife.
Consensual.
No, it says, this is what it says. It says, soon enough, Smith's husband found out about the affair and alerted Smith's new bosses in Jacksonville, in addition to confronting Daniels. Daniels so bold. Here it is. He's running to be elected as sheriff. He didn't care. He like, yeah, I tap that, go on my business. Okay? So he got cocky with that thing.
Mm-hmm.
He got cocky.
Yeah, I feel like he's cocky enough to be disrespectful at her wedding.
Sometimes women, I think sometimes women, we search for certain things. We search for that power, that masculinity. Like we search for something, and when we get it, it's not what we want. Because with her, unfortunately, sis got locked up, and her husband had to get out of jail. Well, he don't even say he got her out of jail, but somebody got her out. She ain't there. Because I guess they had to overturn the charges because they found out it was fraudulent. Because basically you've been having an affair with this woman, you done supposed to meet with her, you done showed up with your wife, then talking about the lady stalking you. So it was all these lies and lies and lies. And unfortunately they got my brother up there with that picture. And he looked like he ain't worried about a thing on that picture. You hear me? He ain't worried about nothing. Okay? He running for a new election and everything. But when it got out, he did apologize, ladies. He did apologize publicly, because that's what you do. You mess up secretly, then you got to come out here and apologize publicly, and then pray that secretly you don't get punched in the face. And so they have a picture of him up there.
I hope that when he did his public apology, he not only apologized for his actions, but to his wife, even though she ended up divorcing him anyway. So,
but his last statement was he will not resign.
I do not think that it's going to matter in this case. He did.
I mean, not trying to be funny. If he did his job, then that's fine. I mean, they ain't screwed on the job. I mean, they met at a weekly thing, but it wasn't at job hours. I mean, the Costa Rica trip, I mean, he could have told her it was something, but it might not have been there. But, he still did his job. If he kept crime rate down and he kept the drugs off the street and, he still got to take care of himself. I mean, his wife is divorcing him, because this got out in the paper, guys. Like, this lady is probably embarrassed. I mean, one of the questions that the guys post in their group, they asked, have anybody been cheated on? And what was the worst heartbreak you ever felt? And some of them gave their things. And if you guys would like to share, because this will be the last of the topic. They talked about heartbreak and having been cheated on, or have you been a cheater? If y'all want to confess, I mean, I feel like we have been very open and spicy.
I've never cheated.
Man, Clarice, get off here.
I'm not lying. You can't cheat when
You
you're not
ain't
in a
never.
relationship. Let's be clear with that. You can't cheat when you're not exclusive.
So somebody went crying on the bleachers, and I had to go console them, and you was.
Wait, hold on. We are uplifting our sisters. We are not putting them down, Crystal. Okay.
I want you to tell the truth. I want you to tell the truth.
I ain't never cheated on nobody in my whole life. Scott's honor, whatever it is. Scott, I don't know Scott. I have never cheated. You can only technically cheat if you're in a relationship. If I am not in a relationship, what I do is not any of your business. Now, if you ask me, I'm not going to lie to you. But if we're not exclusive and we're not saying it's us, then it ain't us. It's me. I'm recreational dating.
I say this has come up before, and y'all know I said last week, and I'll say it again. If you have not asked me to be your girlfriend, then I am not that. You know, so I can accept dates with other people. Now, for me personally, I think that it makes it less messy. You know, when you're going on dates, but just dates. You know, nothing beyond that.
Whitney, one of the gentlemen wanted to know, have you guys ever been the side piece? It was one of the gentlemen from the Gentleman Podcast.
No. I require too much attention for that.
Man, Whitney, you been the side piece when you was dating that man with them kids.
What?
You
To their kids? To their kids?
The baby mama, they gonna always hit that.
No, I don't agree with that, Crystal. Not every man is that way. I've dated men who are truly done with their
You
sons.
didn't answer the question. You answer the question first.
What, have I ever been a side piece? Not that I know of.
Right.
But
you just said you was.
Huh?
You could be a side piece with your wife.
I didn't know.
The question have you been the side piece knowingly? So my answer.
No, it's not my fault.
Side piece. I feel like that would take a lot of. I couldn't. I don't think I could do that. But I disagree, and I agree with Clarice. Not all guys are like that, where they're consistently. I mean, you know, like I have family members. We'll leave it that with that little bit of description, who have been divorced from someone for a long time. You know, got remarried, had a whole nother, you know, new family and things like that, and like really didn't even want to see that other person. They didn't have anything in common with the first person they were married to. They realized they want to talk to them. Really, I mean, like, you know, that little direct deposit went, they wouldn't ask for any more money. That's the end of the story. And I mean, it is what it is. And then
Whitney,
like,
have you been the side piece? Answer the question.
No, I'm the first one to answer no.
You stalling, Whitney.
No, I was the first. Nobody hear me?
I heard.
Theronda Tasha, have you ever been the side piece?
Attention for that. No.
In my younger years, when I wanted to be a hoe on the side, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
see,
I did me. I got what I want. He got what he wanted. We went about our business.
You know what? Let's just stop the madness. Let's just ask Crystal. Have you ever been a side piece?
Oh, okay, sure. Have I ever been a side piece? Yeah, and bought the main chick a jacket. What do you mean?
Why did you buy the main chick a jacket?
She was
because she was my sorrow.
You know what? Anyway,
Listen,
listen.
What you mean? And she bought me something. I thought that was nice. You know, we could probably be sister wives. You know,
Yeah,
but it's okay.
like polygamy.
sisterhood is
But
not one of your pillars,
again,
is
you
it?
have to know. You have to. It's nothing wrong with like y'all said. It's nothing wrong if you identify.
Right.
Like Clarice said she didn't know. I didn't.
Right.
I mean, at that point, I was dating, so it didn't matter being the side piece. But it wasn't like I was truly leaning on you to take care of me because that's not who I am or whatever. But it gets to the point where you, as a side piece, will start for the main piece because you like, dang girl, I had to buy you a jacket. You get what I'm saying? Like, get some business about yourself.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
So no, to answer your question, and I would be okay with that. Okay, we did have another question. Have any of you ever had or have a side piece? No. Once again, I don't feel like. I mean, that's cool. Quite honestly, I feel like that would just be too much work, too much of my time. You know. But I think.
Whitney, but you dating. What you mean?
But that's a side piece. That's just going on dates. So, big whoop.
So you got side pieces.
No, I don't.
Can we define a side piece? Because
Yeah.
I feel like dating and side piece is two different things.
Yeah, I agree.
You need to be in a relationship to have a side piece.
I would agree. So, and I'm not in a relationship.
But at the same time, okay. So you guys gonna have to bring me up to par. Y'all go ahead and bring me up to what y'all thinking about that. Because what I'm thinking the side piece is like, you know, he's dating you, he's dating her, and you guys are in a relationship. Like you do your thing with him or whatever, and then he do his thing with her or whatever, and then and that's what it is. And that's the side piece. Oh, I'm crazy.
Relationship is that key word. You have to be in a relationship to have a side piece. Otherwise, we just dating. That's it. And that's acceptable.
So tell me this. So if you're just dating, right? So let's just use like an example, okay? So let's just say like, okay, let's use Nick because we always pick on Nick. So let's say Nick is like is seeing someone, right? So let's give her a name. Let's say Nick is seeing Catherine. And then he's seeing Whitney.
Okay, Crystal, go
ahead. And okay, so you're saying, Clarice, if he's in a relationship with Catherine, he can't date Whitney because now Whitney is the side piece? Or you're saying that he can be in a relationship with Catherine and still date Whitney? Or that's not how it goes?
Yeah, that's what a side piece is. Now, Whitney would be his side piece if he was dating Catherine and they had that conversation and they're in a relationship. Again, this is for me. We have to have that talk of exclusivity. If we don't have that talk, I am free to do whatever I want to do with whoever I want to do it with, and so are you. Like, it's just that simple.
Exactly. So the side piece
says a secret getaway.
The comment says the side piece is not the person in the relationship. It's the other. It's the. I mean, excuse my French, but it's the ass on the side. I don't understand why. So that's why I made the.
Is it a financial cap to the side piece? Because I mean, he took this whole to Costa Rica.
No, apparently not. I will.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If the main chick eating top ramen, why we in Costa Rica eating lobster and shrimp?
Well, I hope it wasn't, because that would just make it like that would just throw salt in the.
Because they're overcompensating because they're not the main chick, so they got to do something extra for the side piece.
So what can she do extra? What you think she doing that he can't ask for his wife to do? What? Unless she is talented and she's double blessed and she got like 3 pussies or something. What is different?
That's exactly what the side piece is. That's exactly what the side piece is. The side piece will do stuff that you won't do. That's why you got to do everything to make sure.
Or it's not the same person. some men are like that. Some people are like that, where they're just like, I just want variety. I'm tired of the same person. It's not that I don't love this person, but I'm just tired of it. No. There's really, I mean, there's people out here like that. I made the comment
Yeah,
earlier.
because
Go ahead.
go ahead, honey. Go
I
ahead.
was just,
Yeah,
I made the
go
comment
ahead.
earlier though that like when you're going on dates, you're casually dating people and you're not exclusive, it makes the situations less complicated with those people.
So, ladies, let's get to the chase. What is turn-offs from a man? What is things that you just be like, I just can't deal with it? Is side piece an option, or do you be like, dang, give me a break, get a side piece? Like, what are some things that you not gonna tolerate with a man, or it's a turn off or it's a pet peeve? You just can't go on or invest or date this person.
Well, I think what you just
Why y'all
said.
quiet?
Well, I think what you just said for me, I'm not willing to be a side. I don't want to feel like I can, or like I'm kind of like an afterthought or a plan. That's a turn off for me. So I actually recently had someone approach me for something casual, and it kind of insulted me. And maybe it shouldn't have, but I thought, why would you even think that like I would even like is there something about me that told you that? Like I was just kind of like, you know what?
Whitney,
Like
can I ask you a serious question, Whitney?
yeah.
Are you walking around with a golden chastity belt on?
No.
Oh,
No.
I was just asking. I was just asking.
I'm not,
I was
but
just what's wrong?
I feel like like I'm like I don't know, like I'm the type person, I don't want to say that I'm jealous, but at the same time, like I like being important. Like I don't want to be second place. Like I don't know who the fuck who else I'm talking to. I don't care because they not Whitney right. You see what I'm saying? Like
Oh shoot,
that's just how I am.
they got that key.
Right. So that's just yeah, no. Mm.
Theronda, tell me something that you can't deal with.
I can't deal with a guy who's disrespectful to their mother. This is if you have no respect for your mother, how are you gonna have respect for me?
You ain't
So
the
that's one
mama.
of the things.
You ain't the
What did you
mama. What
say?
if that hoe dropped them off at the orphanage? You leave that man alone. Mind your business.
No, no, that just goes along with your personality. If you can't be respectful to your mother, even though she did that, I can't be
Listen,
with you. I'm just so sorry. Like that's just one thing that you got to be respectful to women in general,
mama could have been the side piece and had him. He could have been the side baby, and she could have been
right?
push him off and push him off. And you're gonna say all what he experienced is a situation. I mean, what if he just have that disconnect with his mother only, but everybody else he respects? You gonna
But the thing
say
is
throw
But
him
that
away?
it goes further. It goes further. It goes deeper than that. Because if you can't forgive and you don't have the heart of that, then I can't be with you. Like that's just how it is.
you can have a
Well,
bad
you need to
relationship.
throw away Sally Mae because she can't forgive these student loans. Throw her away.
Listen,
You can have a man can have a bad relationship with his mom and not be disrespectful to her.
right?
Disrespect takes it to a whole
Yeah.
nother level. Like he can be like, oh, she did some dirty stuff, but I'm not going to be disrespectful. So there's a different level to it. Like I've seen men who disrespect their mom, and I'd be like,
Mm,
so
yeah. Like I ain't gonna deal. But I also see men that honor their mom and set their mom in a pedestal, and then they judge women based on that pedestal that they put their mom. Like their mom was perfect. Like their mom didn't do all this, and I'm like, your mom sucked dick too. You get what I'm saying? Like people got to understand that everybody have their claws. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my mom did, my mom baked, my mom did this. Yeah, but your mom also had to come home, rub the daddy back, rub his feet, jiggle a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Be honest. You gotta do a lot.
I guess for me, like if somebody's like gonna really go that far, like you just said, my mom baked. Well, my mom, I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't give a damn. Like, Like, I don't be caring about no shit like that. I'd be like, all right. So
But I had an interesting conversation with someone recently, and they said men marry their mom and women marry their dad.
I'm gonna say no.
you know how annoying my life would be were I to find
Like, you
someone.
want no. I'm telling you, listen. If you want me to, like, one of the turn-offs is like when if I dated dudes and it was like, oh, you can call me daddy. No, I have one. I have a father.
Yeah, we're from the South where people really do call their dad daddy a lot. So yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
I'm what? Mm-mm.
I will say a turn off to me, that would not get you to that next level, is dishonesty. So if I find, say, like, if I discover something, right? Say that I discover something that I just feel like I can't tolerate, I can't deal with. I just feel like that's Operation Get Out. Like, I always plan like an exit plan.
Yep. I agree.
I have planned an exit plan. You guys can borrow it since y'all dating. I'm gonna tell you what it is. Like, here go.
Okay.
So usually 9 times out of 10 people have 2 things in their house that don't match, or they don't have it that match. So they either have ketchup no mustard, they usually have Kool-Aid no sugar, they usually have cereal no milk. I usually find what they don't have and then say, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the store and pick it up, I'll be right back. And then I never come back.
Oh my God.
Okay, so y'all can try that. If you're trying to get out of something and you don't want to deal with that person, you just open that Frigidaire and you be like, dang, you ain't got no milk and I want some cereal. Let me just run to the store right quick. And you get gone. You delete numbers when you get in that car. You just keep going. You just gone about your life.
See, this is why on the men podcast they be calling us liars.
Right.
I mean, but it's really, it's a good place.
That's not a lie, Clarice. They did not have the product.
It is. It's a lie by omission. All you gotta do is tell them I ain't coming back. Why you gotta get me in the house to go get some mustard?
What I said was, listen to what I said. I said,
you said
you don't have no milk. I'm gonna go get some milk because I want cereal. Now, I ain't said I was coming to eat it back at their house. I said I want cereal. So I ate cereal on the way home.
Because
so what if you just came from the restaurant? You just ate. What do you need some cereal for?
You might still be hungry.
No, usually Theronda, usually that used to be my way out from the night after. You know what I'm saying? That morning, you know that walk of shame. You know what I'm saying? Instead of a walk of shame, I used to skip to the car and go get milk because I knew I wasn't coming back. So I'd be like,
hey, you know what?
I wasn't coming back. And then you know how the old folks say, if somebody talk about you, your ears be ringing. Yo, my ears be ringing for weeks because I know they be calling that number. They be trying to get me. I ain't answering.
You know, but you could still go get some going back to their house. I'm saying.
Whitney, I was breaking up, boo.
But
the lie
was the lie.
That ain't no lie. I just want.
What if he said, "Let's go together"? Like,
what?
What if he said, "Let's go together"?
Oh God, no, I'm good.
Oh, that's fine. You drive your.
Then what you gonna do?
You drive.
I'm gonna need you to give us some bulletproof exit plans, okay?
That is the bulletproof plan. 9 times out of the 10, I'm telling you, the next you just say it's so you have to look around and see what is not there. And you be like, let me just go right quick. 9 times out of 10, they gonna trust you. Why would they think you not coming back?
Right.
Just tell the truth.
Yeah, like, you know, like
I mean, if okay, you could always just wait till, you know, like it's really time for you to go and then come back. That's oh yeah, it's like evening or whatever. I need to go home because I have work tomorrow morning. I'm just not telling you right now that I'm coming back.
No, Whitney, I have to go and claim my time. I have to claim my time.
Lie by omission. Lies, lies, lies. This is
Claiming
why
my
the
time.
men are all on their podcast calling us liars.
Like, Chris, you gonna tell
What
us that you can't have a man that lies, but you won't sit here and lie, Crystal. That's not good.
Who said something about they couldn't have a man that lied?
You did.
Who said that? When?
Crystal.
What?
When I said that?
Oh my God.
Listen. I never said that. What? Let me tell you something. The thing is, I told y'all, I said if things are coming to an end or I found them being deceitful, then that was my exit plan. So I was already leaving the situation, guys. I just was making it colorful and delightful as I skipped to my car. That's all.
But why sugarcoat it to stroke that man's ego? If you don't like him, just tell you know what, this ain't
we was shouting. What are you talking about, Clarice?
You stroking his ego by not telling him the truth.
I don't think so.
By like, oh
What
baby, I'm just
trying
to get
by
milk.
not telling them the truth. I went to get cereal for the milk. I went to get milk, girl. I went to get milk. I just took the milk.
Like the comment says, now he's sitting at the house waiting with his frosted flakes, waiting on the milk.
Okay, so
yes,
but
he can always wait on the milk. He can go find some new milk, but he won't have this milk. Okay. This
once
milk
again,
I mean,
honestly,
why I stayed that anyway.
It's not stroking ego to do that the way that Crystal said, because their ego gonna be crushed anyway when she don't come back. So it's the same. It's gonna be the same result.
And especially when you calling the number, because you know after you done been out for 30 minutes, they calling to see if you coming back. See, they done been blocked. Phone number deleted. You don't need to call. It's all right. You'll be okay. She'll get over. Jesus saves. It's all right.
Messy. Talking about you going to get some milk.
Zone. We're not judging each other. I told you that was a fool plan, a foolproof plan to get out of some situations. At least drop the milk. He is hungry.
He can go buy.
Yeah. If he ain't got money to buy milk, he ain't need no milk.
Right.
All I'm saying though is just be honest.
Did something crazy. Y'all laughing at me, but all of us done did something crazy now. Y'all just don't want to.
Oh yeah.
Y'all done did some crazy stuff to get a man off of y'all and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, ladies, we entering an hour and 22. I don't know if Natasha is still there. Natasha?
She did say she had to take her child to bed.
Hey, Natasha. So what we're going to do is sign off, and we're going to tell everyone how to reach us, where they can reach us at. So we're going to start with you, since you say you had to go and put CJ to bed.
Oh, you're muted, Natasha.
Yeah, Natasha.
Again, Chris.
So we're going to tell people where they can find you and follow you on social media. If you got any business adventure or anything like that, because we always close out and we always promote.
All right, I am on Facebook as Natasha Jackson. I am on Instagram as Baby Girl NCJ.
All righty. So let's start with Theronda.
So I have a Facebook. You can find me at T. Lenice Myers. I also have a business page. It's actually Abide Integrative on Instagram. So either platform.
All right, Miss Whitney.
On Facebook, I am listed as Whitney Wright. On Twitter, I'm at Whitney Be Like, and I offer consulting services in the area of human resources management and independent investigations, as well as notary services and also professional communications drafting. And I will be hopefully finished with my Airbnb project at the end of this month, maybe beginning of next month too. So I'll start posting the accommodations to Airbnb and some other sites such as Travel Noir as well.
Clarice.
Facebook, I can be found under my first and last name, Clarice Thomas. Instagram, Reese21. Yeah, that's where you can find me.
So, of course, you guys, my name is Crystal, last name Salam. I can be found on those social media. I have Facebook, I have Twitter. Also, my doggy has a Instagram page where you can find me. It's at Winston Lagoshi. Yeah, we gave our child a Japanese name. Also, I wanted to shout out on next week, I will be finishing my product and my business will be launching the end of this month, beginning of next month. Shout out to a business and a brother of mine, Maurice Keys. He will be taking the pictures. Thanks, Whitney, for agreeing, and Desiree for agreeing to be the models in my pictures for my business. Maurice can be found at 88 Keys Photography. He's great. He's awesome. Try him out if you're in the area. Great guy. Love him to death. Also, my husband doing 88 jobs. He helps run the podcast. He helps moderate the podcast. We actually is on his platform called the Dark Side Podcast. You can follow him and his gentleman. Usually they are on Saturdays afternoon. So we got a lot of things moving. He is starting his website business, his computer repair business, and he also helped with tutoring services. So yeah, we got a lot going on. So I always end with a positive quote. So the positive quote that I pulled this tonight was, "Stop trying to calm the storm. Calm yourself. The storm will pass." All right, ladies, it's been another interesting podcast. I can't wait to see what the gentleman has coming up. I will be sending you guys links and topics for you guys to join. Also, like I said, I will be shooting for my business website on Sunday afternoon. I will probably try to push the podcast. I'll keep the same time at 7:30, but no later than starting at 8. Because I don't want to hold you guys long, being that the kids are going back to school and we are working women. So if all hearts and minds are clear, I thank you guys for this interesting podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you for the invite.
Yes.
Thank you.
Night.